Hello everyone and welcome to another video. And in this video, as you can tell from the title, I did indeed, despite the doubters, make it an entire year without smoking weed. That's okay. You can applaud. It's okay. No, it's pretty crazy. I never thought when I first quit that I actually quit for good. I did not have that in my mind at all of oh yeah, I'm going to quit and I'm going to never smoke again. And I still can't even promise that I will never smoke again because I don't know. Anything can happen, bro. In 10 years, who knows? But as of right now, I have zero intention to smoke again. Zero. I don't crave it. I don't have any desire to smoke. I genuinely have felt like I've improved a lot of aspects of my life that I wasn't doing poorly even in, but just in things that I think maybe I just neglected a little bit. I feel like I've been able to open up so much more capacity for other things by not being high all the time. Who would have thought? I feel like it's really an accomplishment. This is the longest period of time that I've ever gone without smoking weed since I first started smoking when I was 16 years old. To go from being a regular user from the age of being a teenager to completely abstaining from it for over a year now, as of the time of this recording, is just mind-blowing. It really is an accomplishment that I'm so proud of, and I can't believe that I did it, but I also can, because when I set my mind out to do it, as tricky as it can be, and I don't want to downplay how tricky it can be for people to fall back into it, because it totally is one of those drugs that you can just fall right back into the habit. But it's also one that when you do get away from it and you have gotten at least a few months under your belt, it's a lot easier to just stay there, and it helps with the environment. So luckily for me, I don't have any friends who would have pressured me into doing it. I've been around it, don't care. It doesn't bother me. I still fully support people who can use responsibly. By all means, use it. I'm not anti-weed at all. I'm anti-weed for me personally, but not anti-weed for anybody else. If people can responsibly use it and they can enjoy the consumption and they don't overdo it like I did, then by all means, keep doing it. It wasn't serving me, and I feel like I'm in a spot that is better off without it and really is able to put my attention, as I said, to other things. So one of the things that I started to really pick up in this extra mental capacity that I guess I had from not being high all the time was that I started getting into fashion, and I started getting into all aspects of fashion. So different clothing, figuring out what clothing is supposed to be used in what situation, figuring out, different fabrics, trying to overall just develop a sense of style beyond whatever I had been wearing for the last however many years. I've been following a ton of great YouTubers. I want to shout out Tim DeSaint. I want to shout out Harry Haas. There's a few other people that I've watched that have really inspired me that I can't think of their names right now off the top of my head, but there's a lot of great YouTubers out there that cover fashion. I've been really getting into jewelry. You guys have probably noticed on several of my videos that I do rock some chains. I have some chains here. I guess my mic is a little bit in the way here, but I got some chains. I recently have gotten some rings. So I got a ring here. And I can recommend a ton of, in a separate video, I could recommend a ton of different places that I've gone based on some of the channels that have suggested different things, and then me doing my own research and finding stuff. Going from an evening smoker to completely sober, there were so many things that I guess I didn't realize that I had extra time for. I'm way further in on One Piece now. I am, for the people who know, I'm at the very end of the Dressrosa arc. So I've stuck with it, and man, I see why people love this show. I was in really early on. I was in on that island where Nami's from. And it's so good. This is so not related to me quitting smoking weed, but I just want to say One Piece is awesome. So I guess what I want to say for people who are at the very beginning of the journey, because I've been there. One, watch the original video that kind of started this whole series here, which was when I was at the 3-month mark, because I think that'll give you some of the relevant early stage stuff. But I do want to show that at 1 year, your life looks completely different. I mean, my life looks completely different. I'm in a completely different place. I'm engaged now, which is crazy. it's not like the weed, quitting the weed suddenly made that happen. That was like something that just, we've always kind of had our own timeline on things. Obviously still hustling on the YouTube channel, even if I hadn't maybe put as much focus in it in the last few months. And I've been doing a lot of creative stuff, and I've been doing a lot of photography and everything. So, I'm still sticking with the camera. I'm still doing the things and trying to expand my skill set and everything with that. And I feel like when I look back on where I first started, I mean, I can't imagine this position that I'm in right now. And I think that it's really important that when you begin any sort of journey that is going to take a while, so whether it's quitting something or just starting like a new skill or something, you have to just get over that initial period of intimidation, and you cannot think that far in advance. Please do not think that far in advance. Try to just take it for the small little milestones. Like in the very beginning, I was like, a week. Okay, now 2 weeks. Okay, now 3 weeks. And now a month. And I literally just broke it down to little goals, and I would celebrate them. And once I hit about 6 months, I wasn't super tracking like, ooh, now it's been 4, now it's been 5. I like started checking less. I literally had it not in the forefront of my mind anymore. I had it less in something I was thinking about, and it was something that was more just like, oh wow, I can't believe it's been like 7 months. Like I wasn't always counting. And I think it's important that in the beginning you count to break it down to reach achievable goals. But then when you get to the end, and there is no end, I guess, because I plan on being alive for decades, so there's going to be many more milestones to hit. But as you get further along, it becomes less and less important, those milestones, because it's so not part of your life and it's so not part of your routine anymore that, like, yeah, it's still an accomplishment to reach a year. It totally is. But to be honest, after 6 months, like, it was already not a part of my day-to-day life. I already was operating fully and doing everything that I wanted to do without it, completely independent of it. So I feel like in the very beginning, you got to just focus, do the things that you need to do to get to the next day, to the next week, to then the next month. But then after a while, definitely stop paying attention to it and focus more on the other things that are now maybe available to you in your life, the new things that you're starting, the new passions, the new hobbies, and put your energy towards those things. And if you want to celebrate the big milestones, like 6 months is a big one, you can definitely celebrate that. And a year, like I am right now, is definitely a big one. You can celebrate it. But then don't really think about it that much again. Then wait until the next 6 months or wait until the next year to then care again about, oh my gosh, I can't believe this milestone. I feel like by it not being in the forefront of my mind, it makes it even easier for me to continue to not do it. It also helps that I don't buy it. I control whether it makes it in the house. And so then it's just never a problem for me. But it's not easy to get there at first, and especially if it's conditioned in your life and all of your friends do it. There's a lot of other factors that might make it more difficult for you than it was for me. It was a little bit challenging in the beginning, but honestly, it never was that challenging because my fiance does not do it, and so she was never encouraged me to do it. And then once I gave away all of the weed and the cartridges and whatever I had, I still have like pipes or whatever because I can't sell them. I don't know what to do with them, but they're not tempting me because I don't have anything to smoke it with and I don't want to. So, different people will have different levels of temptation in their day-to-day life and in their inner circle. And that is something that you're just going to have to factor in on whether you are going to have a problem or not. But luckily for me, of my friends that do smoke, like, they respect my decision. They know I'm not being a hater. They know I'm not judging them if they do it. I don't care. A lot of my friends still smoke, but they don't smoke around me. And even if they did, it doesn't really tempt me, even smelling it on the street, just walking by. I live in Chicago, so that shit's legal. You can smell it all the time, just randomly out in public. It doesn't trigger me. It doesn't make me want to do it again. But I know that that's not everybody's experience. So just be aware that those things might trigger you. They might make you want to do it. And it's up to you to hold the discipline to not do it, to continue to abstain from it. So for all the people who are wondering, what is it like to make it to a year? Not that much different than making it to 6 months. So I probably won't make another update like this at all. If you guys want me to make more videos related to strategies or specific things about quitting, like, I'm open to it, but honestly, I feel like beyond the year now, it's kind of pointless. Like, it's gonna be the same story, man. Ultimately, I'm happier without it. I'm glad I'm in a place that I'm in now. I feel a lot healthier. My fitness is up. I've been setting like records in the gym for myself in terms of how much weight I'm lifting. It's crazy. Still not in the shape I want to be in overall, but I'm taking the gains as I can, and I can only put my attention into so many things, right? So for everybody who's kind of followed me throughout this journey, and for all the people who believed in me and knew that I was going to make it to this milestone, thank you. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. For the ones who commented, haha, it'll be funny to see that he's smoking in 6 months or whatever, well, you wrong, dog. I don't know. But thanks again for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a like. It's super helpful for me. If you want to see more videos like this, then hit subscribe. And I'm going to keep experimenting here on YouTube. I'm going to keep coming up with new stuff. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things here, finish this year strong. I kind of dipped a little bit in the middle, had some other focuses. But I intend to come back here and really put a lot more attention and time, at least in the next several months here. So thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Peace out. Catch you in the next one.